We've been running the Physicians Executive MBA program for a long time. I've been collecting data, and this was a time for me to actually analyze some of that, and this was the perfect opportunity. There's a leadership skill profile that basically for years I've been giving to the new PMBA classes as they come as part of my initial course. And I want to share with you a little bit about some of the stuff we find. Basically, it's built off the competing values framework. If I said, what makes an organization effective, you might say, well, are the people happy? Okay, good. Is it innovative? Okay, good. Do you have a lot of structure? Is it efficient? That's good too. What about, do you get a lot of things done? That's good too. But those are kind of competing. We're going to be real hard driving. Well, that's hard for people to feel like they're really comfortable with each other. We're going to be innovative. Well, that's hard to be under control and be efficient if you're being real innovative. So this notion of effectiveness created this competing values framework, and it's been used for culture, for effectiveness, for management skills as well, and that's the way I used it. So this is on two dimensions. Flexibility and change. Are you focused on flexibility and change, or are you focused on stability and control? And is your focus more internal to the organization or external to the market and the world around the organizations? So up in the flexibility, internal is kind of a clan, kind of a human resource, people side of things. Over on the other side with the change and external is more of an creation, innovative, adhocracy, open system kind of approach. Internal stability, this is kind of your traditional hierarchy, bureaucracy, control kinds of things. And then an external control focus is more a competition approach to the world. So what happens is within that, there's a certain set of skills. So we've got innovator, being a broker, arranging and coordinating with external parties, producing things, directing effort, coordinating effort, monitoring what's going on, facilitating, working with people, mentoring folks. So what I did was I basically didn't do everybody. This is the last 10 classes. It's an N of 207. In their first residency course, they basically do it before they show up. The mean of the course is about 20. I had them take the competing values skill profile. It's a computer scored measure, basically 8 scales. Reliabilities range from 0.7 to 0.9. That's 120 questions. This is what you get as a result. And it's 3 times, I think it's 24 different things get measured. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep. 24 things get measured. They get nested in those 8 categories I showed you before. That's actually my profile, okay? So when you start producing it, this is what the PMBA class looked like, and there's basically no significant differences between the 10 classes that I looked at. So just because of the computer program, I had to rotate things. So there's my flexibility to control. There's my internal focus to external focus. I couldn't get it to go over, and I don't know why the values just disappeared. But basically what you can begin to see is in this internal control focus, we're pretty low. But this is a 7-point scale. 7 is like you're out the roof. The 4 is kind of an interesting. It basically corresponds to that I use this stuff occasionally. So a 4 is just occasional use, okay? 3 is seldom use these kind of behaviors. So we're really looking at sort of 5 or better is kind of what we would look like. Now the idea is you should be good at everything. And so when you need to be innovative, you can be innovative. When you need to be sort of people-oriented, you can be people-oriented, control, etc. So, but what we see is that relatively the physicians coming into our program were primarily struggling with issues of monitoring and coordinating internal activities in their organizations, which may be a reason they chose the program. This is breaking those 8 things up into their 3 subsets. And you can particularly see the short managing projects, managing across functions, managing core processes there was pretty low. Designing and organizing and managing change. Some of these other things, understanding self and others, you wouldn't be surprised, the biggest skill, working productively. You know, if you're a physician and now you're going to do another program on top of that, you're probably pretty good at working productively. So again, this begins to highlight for us sort of where we probably need to be working on some things. So how do you manage a project internally to an organization? How do you work across functions to get cooperation? How do you design the work to be most effective? How do you, let's see, I'm skipping, managing just core processes, not necessarily across the function, but just the core. How do you get that stuff going on? We also find managing conflict, managing change to be some of the other areas. But basically, there's need for improvement across all these domains. And just in case you don't like circles, here's kind of the line diagram. The glowy ones are the main 8 categories. So we got mentor with the 3 things that create it. But look at this. Coordinating work. How you design work wasn't so bad, but managing across functions and managing projects, that's where our 200-something new physician MBAs were the weakest. Designing and organizing things was also fairly weak there. So again, that gives us a little bit of idea, but you may even see it in your own practice where not surprisingly, change and coordinating work and getting things done was, at least for our folks, primarily a challenge. And it's probably not surprising that an MBA might be something that they would be looking for, because there's a lot of focus on control and working across functions and managing those diverse things. But this meeting gave me an opportunity to finally analyze some of this stuff, so I found it to be very interesting. And I am done. So, I think I'm done. Yep, I'm done. So, thank you.